Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. This is a story I have been trying to bring y'all for about a month, but it has not worked out for me. So I figured out a workaround so that I could get it to you. But if you like poultry, if you eat chicken, roasters, hens, turkeys, any type of bird that they raise on farms and sell in grocery stores, this is a video that I would like you to listen to. And if you do not know where your food comes from, I advise you to go to Poultry World. It is a website online, and you will learn so much about chicken or poultry in general and how it's sourced, how it's raised, the things that they are doing to it, the things that are they allege are going wrong with it. And I suggest you follow up with, just make it a habit of checking in on this site regularly because they post news every day. There is some interesting things on this site that should alarm all of us, um, and should cause us to rethink how we eat and consume flesh. I'll just say that. It really has opened my eyes to some things that I did not necessarily think about, consider, or maybe perhaps I just took it for granted, that, just because we're a first world nation, we can go into the grocery store and buy food and not think about where it comes from. Maybe that was the entire objective of this mass production of food, and getting us to not eat and source our food locally. But this video really opened my eyes to what is being put into our food and how that food is entering into the food supply chain, and we're unaware of what's in it. So let me play this video for you. This video is from Poultry World, and it says, "Are lollipops the solution for high pathogenic um, avian influenza?" And so I'm going to tell you about this company. So this company, and I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to get flagged, is one of the fastest growing top 10 animal health care companies, currently at fifth position worldwide and second in poultry, with the shared purpose to combat the world's major animal health challenges. Our poultry teams are committed to helping our customers optimize their performance and face disease challenges through innovative solutions, services, equipment, and field support. This commitment to invest in poultry production led us to making available an extensive range of solutions for prevention of major diseases. And I'm not going to say the diseases because I don't want to have any issues. Um, the other reason that this is important is because we in America get food from all over the world. We don't just produce our own flesh, our own chicken, beef, pork, etc., etc. We import animals, we import processed stuff, and it is sold, throughout the country. So you never know where your food is coming from. You never know where your fish, your meat, any of your seafood, your rice, your vegetables. So it is important for us to understand where our food comes from and what is in it, because that impacts our health. We want to know why we have irritable bowels and inflammation, autoimmune issues, cognitive issues. We're dealing with blood pressure and all these things. We've been eating the same way for years, but there's something different about our food, and we're not necessarily connecting the dots. And I think this video will open the eyes of many people. So let's check this out. Let me go down to the video. Hold on.
High pathogenic avian influenza H5. What is new? Why is the threat? And what is high pathogenic avian influenza H5? What is new? why is the threat, and what is next?
Listen up.
Hello everybody, welcome to VIV Asia 2023 Bangkok. We are happy to be back after 4 years of the COVID break. It's a fantastic environment. We have a lot to talk and we have a lot of attendees. But one of the topics is taking more attention, obviously, for the poultry industry, which is high pathogenic avian influenza H5. And the most frequently asked questions are, what is new, why is the threat, and what is next? And I would like to summarize all these questions in a list of the answers. What is new? H5 is not new. We have been talking about this disease for a long time, but we tend to see a drift on the genome of the virus more and more. So that part is new, but we are happy to have one stable clade endemic most of the countries. So that's good news. Second is, geographically it is new to most of the part of the world. So basically it was seasonal in Europe, now it is really endemic. And at the moment, for last a few months, we have been talking for the Central America and the South America. So that is new. Of course, we are also able to talk.
So did y'all see that map where it was hardly any place prior to the lollipop and now it's everywhere?
So that is new. Of course, we are also able to talk about the zoonotic effects and the spread to the wild. About the zoonotic, of course, we are also able to Central America and
Get out of there. All right, so you see here, it was mostly in Europe and Asia, a little bit in certain parts of Africa, and on certain in certain places, pretty much in the West. Not really, hardly any in the Western Hemisphere. And now all of a sudden, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's all over the globe in 3 years. How does that even happen? How?
and the South America. So that is new. Of course, we are also able to talk about the zoonotic effects and the spread to the wild birds and the mammals, which is the resource. Why is the threat?
So you see, they say 75% of these viruses come from animals. So the goal is either they're going to give this lollipop to these animals and you're going to eat it, and so then you're going to have lollipop in you, or they're going to diminish as much flesh as they can so that either you cannot afford it or you won't want it because they're going to scare you from eating it.
Threat, in fact, it is one of the key reasons is lack of the controls, which we are talking about the efficient vaccination. There are two aspects. One of them is misconception of the inactivated vaccines, and the second is, of course, the trade barriers that we are really limiting ourselves as an industry. We are working on that. And what is next? That's the good part. That recognition of the impact of the disease by all the authorities, all the stakeholders are already there. So, which is good news. Second good news that we, as an important player of the vaccine provider company, are able to offer very innovative solutions to the industry. There was a meeting in October in Paris about just with this topic by World Health Organization. It was well accepted that vaccination is required and it has to be together.
Did y'all see that about the organization that makes the owl sound in on this meeting?
It was well accepted that vaccination is required and it has to be together with innovative vaccines.
So they said that it is well accepted that the lollipops are required, which means it's going to be mandatory that is in your food. And that is why I talked about this story about the treaty the other day with Dr. John Campbell, because all of this plays a role in our future public health system.
And it is what part of our solutions, vector influenza H5 vaccine. We have in the market for more than 10 years with efficient protection, and we are able to show also significant shedding reduction. We will have also recent information expected this week, so when you listen and you watch this video, we will be able to show this in maybe in the public. And of course, we are able to offer the solution to authorities and the customers for the efficient monitoring tools. So you can differentiate your flocks either vaccinated or infected. And another breakthrough information is also coming for different species for RNA vaccine technology, which is
All right, did you hear that? They got the lollipop technology. Lollipop technology is going to be in your poultry.
in the market. So please stay tuned and keep following us. We will be happy to share more information in the coming days. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, so I wanted you to see this because, again, so many people are out here thinking because they did not get the actual, thing themselves that they somehow managed to escape trouble. That's not true. Everybody is getting some of this lollipop, whether you want it or not. If you don't grow your own food, you're eating lollipop. You've been eating lollipop, and you're going to eat more lollipop if you continue to survive and rely on other people to produce your flesh that you eat. So, I just want to encourage everybody to begin to source the things that you like to eat, find out where they come from, find out, um, you know, what is being put into the food and coming into the supply chain because we don't really know. The Food and Drug Administrations make all sorts of allowances, and we don't know because we don't follow up with the news that's coming out. And we also don't keep up with international trade and global systems. So we don't know where our food is coming from outside of the country, what those countries are allowed to put into their food, and what is allowed to be given to us. Like, we just don't know. So I just found this interesting because there's been a lot of issues with chicken over the last 2 years, and it started off with chicken wings, then chicken, just different things just were not adding up. And now it's, bird flu everywhere, going around testing people's chickens, killing people's chickens, or chickens got to be lollipopped in order for them to, so it's just a lot of things going on with the food supply, in particular, not just chicken, but also beef and pork. So source your food. Do not assume that you're eating something that does not have the lollipop in it. If you did not grow it yourself, you don't know where it came from. Therefore, you need to be concerned. The grocery stores are getting food from all over the places, all over the world, because their job is to just meet demand. And if it's legal and allowed, they're going to put it in the stores. And so if this lollipop is allowed in poultry and it is allowed to be put on store shelves, you will be consuming it. Uh, you know, again, we are surrounded. We are surrounded. And not only that, the other thing that goes with this story is, I don't know if you caught, but they have a surveillance system, data analytics, that is collecting data on these birds and the stuff that they give them and where it goes and who eats it, so on and so forth. So it is just getting weirder to be here, and it's not going to be a pretty place soon if we have to rely on these people to feed us. So if you can, try to be self-sufficient as possible. Again, start growing those gardens, get you some stuff you can grow in your house if you can. um, I'm not a big fan of grow lights. I'm a big fan of sun and natural weather, because all those LED lights, at the end of the day, I just believe, this is me personally, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I just think that it's tied to electricity, them knowing that you're trying to grow food inside of your home, them knowing that you are making an effort. It just everything is about, to me, knowing what we're doing, and it's tied to electricity. So, we got to try to be as self sufficient and silent, move in silence, because um, everything that they're doing is about control. You're going to get this stuff in you whether you want it or not. And I do realize that we've been eating flesh with antibiotics and all types of medications for a long time, but this new stuff that they just unleashed on all of us in 2021 changes everything. And so I don't want to take anything for granted. I'm not leaving my life up to chance with people who don't have my best interest at heart. So I'm planning on weaning myself off of flesh as much as possible and trying to grow my own stuff or barter with people locally who raise their animals organically, naturally, and um, call it the day. Whatever I can get, I can get, and whatever I can't get, just can't get. I'm going to learn how to eat vegetables that are in season and fruit, and whatever meat we can get while we can get it. It's local, but it's just not worth the issues, because what will eventually happen is we are going to start having more health issues. And as we encounter these health issues, we're not going to know why we're having them. And it'll all be tied to these things that they're given to these animals that we don't even know anything about. So, with that said, y'all be on the lookout for what's coming down the pipe with your foods. You need to do the same thing for beef. You need to do the same thing for pork. You need to monitor your vegetables, and then you really need to try your best to grow your own food. And if you can, wean yourself off of flesh, because stuff that's going to be in the store is either going to be lab grown or doped up and not good for us. And that's not how the Most High intended for us to live. So, that said, please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, and be safe, y'all. That's all we can do. Continue to pray, continue to prepare. Um, don't think about it. You got to do something. You got to try to do something every day. If it's nothing but develop a strategy, buy seeds, look for people to barter with. Go out and find things that you can uh, prepare to be self sufficient with, tools and gardening stuff. But just to sit down and just think every day you're not going to have to do anything in order to survive if you want to live a quality life, is just not going to happen. So do what you can to endure to the end. I don't know when this is going to end, but until it does end, we got to pray and lean on the Most High, repent and ask Him to deliver us from this evil, because all this stuff is just pure evil. We never had all these issues before, and so it doesn't have to be like this. It shouldn't be like this. We just need to do what we got to do so we can make this thing end. If enough of us cry out and seek our Father, He will deliver us from this evil. All right. Well, search out this site. I'm going to leave a link in the description because, honey, it has some really good stuff on here. Like, not as in good stuff, like stuff that will freak you out. But you need to know, if you eat flesh, what's in it. And y'all know me, I'm all about letting y'all know what's going on in the world. This is just another aspect of the beast infrastructure system, controlling of the food. Whoever controls the food controls the people. And you have to decide if you are going to be controlled by the beast or if you're going to reject this system and come out of it. You got a choice, and you have time to set yourself up to live with the choice and the consequences of your choice. But the day is coming where we won't have time to do anything. It's just going to be here, and those who didn't prepare